in a city as infamous as New York, and a borough as historic as Brooklyn, there's one neighborhood that's just as synonymous with the carefree days of summer as it is with the bizarre. Join me as I investigate the iconic Coney Island, USA.
Coney Island, the world's greatest fun frolic, with its beach miles long, all peppered with people, the place where merriment is king.
Designed by architect John C. Westervelt, 1208 Surf Avenue was built in 1917 as the Coney Island location for the Childs restaurant franchise. Childs closed the location in 1943, and a year later the building was leased to the Falcone family, renaming it the Bluebird Casino. In 1953, it became home of David Rosen's Wonderland Circus Sideshow, sharing the site with the strip club called the Surf Club and the Coney Island Tattoo Parlor. As middle-class families began migrating to the suburbs, the once vibrant Coney Island now entered a period of steep economic decline and urban decay. By 1965, and for the next 40 years, the site was occupied by a series of arcades, a fast food sandwich shop, and a military recruitment center. In 1996, it became the headquarters of Coney Island, USA, and has remained ever since. Dedicated to preserving Coney Island's history and culture, guests can enjoy a traditional 10-in-1 circus sideshow, the eclectic freak bar, and the Coney Island Museum. In 2011, the building was granted landmark status by the New York City Landmarks Preservation Committee, making it the oldest structure in Coney Island to be protected by law for future generations. In the spring of 2020, not only Brooklyn, but the world was affected by the widespread fear and economic crisis brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite all this, Coney Island, USA has adapted with the times and remains hopeful that it will soon open its doors once again to the public. Oddly, the pandemic has proven to be yet another testament to the longevity of this Coney Island institution. When considering the building's long and colorful history, it comes as no surprise that the staff and even some performers have reported potential visits from the past.
Yeah, so this here is Sideshows by the Seashore. This is our theater right over here. And this is where we run the Sideshow, Burlesque at the Beach. So we do operate year-round, but for the most part, we go spring through fall. You're not going to have the Sideshow operating in the off-season, in the cold weather.
So, who would you say some of the biggest names that have come through here performed on the stage?
Oh, boy. I mean, we've had Lizard Man up here. We've had Todd Robbins, Matt Frazier. In the world of Sideshow, most contemporary Sideshow performers want to perform on this stage, want to be on this stage.
So what I'm hearing is that this is a rite of passage to be able, and an honor to be able to perform here.
Yeah, it certainly is. It certainly is.
It was here in the theater that one of the members of the Sideshow noticed something unusual in the audience during a performance.
All I know is Stephanie Serpentina, the snake girl, she told me that she saw children, I think it was, like in the theater downstairs.
Oh, when she was performing.
Yes.
And it was probably, in the bleacher area here where one of the performers felt and saw something.
What did they see?
They saw a girl in her teens and a young boy. She explained it to me as a very dark energy.
This is incredible. Walking through here and seeing all this, I mean, not to sound cheesy about it, but you could see the history, you could feel the history. I mean, it's right there, it's visceral, you know, so I hope that it can continue to go.
Yeah, we do also.
Well, show us around. What else we got?
This is where the Sideshow cast will get ready. This is where the burlesque performers get. You know, it's our green room here. And over the years, I've heard of, again, you know, have not experienced, but have heard some other, you know, strange phenomena going on back here. Just sort of a heavy feeling in the room, almost like someone else is there.
Right. Now, what can you tell me about this?
So this is sort of the code of the Sideshow, the code of the freaks. With it, for it, never against it.
It's a really cool reminder to just have there in the reflection of it while you're getting ready. Let you know why you're doing it, you know, the honor and the history that comes with taking the stage.
You know, what we're doing here with the Sideshow is, we're really performing some pretty old feats and keeping this tradition alive.
Yeah. Is the term freak, is that something you guys are proud to be called and call yourselves?
Well, so you got to be careful here. Yeah. Now, you know, the general term freak was used for people who were born different. Now, this is going back, you know, to the turn of the century, last century, and moving forward. And you've got different types of performers within the Sideshow. You have those that are born different. You have the self-inflicteds, like those that are heavily pierced, they're heavily tattooed. Exactly. And then the working acts, which are, well, for the most part, what you'll see. The fire eaters, the sword swallowers. So within this world of the Sideshow, it is accepted within the community, you know? So this here is the Coney Island Museum, and it's loaded with ephemera, with signage, photographs, and just artifacts of the history of Coney Island. It's really an incredible museum, and over the last few years, we've really done a lot to spruce it up. It's looking as good as it's ever been.
You know what's really, from a paranormal standpoint, all these artifacts, for the most part, these are real. This is legitimate from the parks and everything like that.
Every single item here is legit.
So why that's so exciting for our investigators, because this is what we call trigger objects. So, you know, to get down to it, you know, if you'd say, okay, if a house is haunted, why not, you know, a bumper car? Why not a bathing suit or a poster or something like that? I mean, I'm sure if I'm willing to believe the house could be haunted, why not this? So it's exciting to have all of this energy still in this building. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that makes sense.
And that might be, you know, not that someone has died here, but it could be that that's what's attributing to the, you know, reported activity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, listen, Adam, I need you to do me a favor. Can you tell me the story of this man right here?
All right. So this here in Coney Island, we refer to him as the Funny Face. In Jersey, he's called Tilly.
Okay.
All right. And George Tilly, who was the owner-operator of Steeplechase Park, created that face. Now, some people say that it was sort of a cartoon version of him. Others say that it was just this, you know, creepy, odd-looking, sort of scary, smiley face.
He's a little too happy.
Yeah, well, you know, Coney Island is and always was the funny place. And that's on, basically on any Coney Island merch, you're going to see that funny face.
Yeah. So, Adam, let me ask you, how do you guys come to own these items?
Well, a lot of the stuff has been donated to us over the years. Some stuff has been purchased, but for the most part, people have this in their collections or their parents' or grandparents' collections, and the relatives pass on. They're left with a bunch of stuff, and they donate it because they know that we're here to preserve the history of it.
Here in the museum, staff member Amaris has had several unusual encounters.
So I was coming from over there and walking towards here, about to go downstairs back to the gift shop, when I saw a shadow go past the ride over here.
But it was just something
And-
that was out of the ordinary from what you usually see walking around the building.
Yeah, because nobody was up here. Lisa Mangles, who's the curator of the museum, usually her office is over there and she spends time there, and she wasn't even in that day.
Okay.
So
And so what was your reaction when you
I was
saw it?
just very spooked. Usually, if I hear noises, sometimes, like I'm here by myself at nighttime, after or before closing, and I hear noises coming from always this floor, always the second floor.
Okay.
Actually, earlier today, I was in the office upstairs through the spiral staircase,
Okay.
and I heard banging, like on the front glass door, like pretty hard.
Oh.
And normally nobody bangs on the door because everyone has keys.
Yeah.
So I rushed to the top of the stairs because I have a good look of the door from there, and there was nobody there.
We're heading into the bowels of Coney Island, USA now. This is an area that nobody has been in a long, long, long time. The basement. This is, I'm telling you now, it's ugly, it's creepy. I don't know what went on, but it's just scary.
Okay, what we gotta do? Let's go.
So you can see it's not used too often. It tends to flood. Now, this area, last time I was down here, this area was filled with water. I have no idea what happened or... This room creeps me the hell out.
Really?
Yeah,
All right, I'll go.
I don't like this in here.
This is like a dream come true. So I can't wait. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do an isolation session down here. Meaning I'll be down here by myself. None of them, I'll bring the camera by myself. I'll just see what I get.
I think you're gonna find stuff.
Well, there's a lot of psychology behind basements and attics and, you know, stuff like that, so, yeah, this is incredible. Get down
You enjoy it, because I'm going back up.
here. Sure you don't wanna join me?
No, I'm out of here.
All right.
I don't like it down here.
All right, let's get out.
Whoa! Watch your head. So that was the basement.
Adam, thank you so much for showing us around, man. And listen, you're gonna be able to help me out later on with that thing, right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, with that said, I think it's time to begin.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Night has fallen over Brooklyn. The time has come to see if I too will make contact with the spirits of Coney Island, USA.
Run pod.
Can you do that again? If there's any performers here tonight with us or any patrons of this building, my name is Vincent. I'm happy to be here with you tonight. Learn about you. If you want to make yourself known, I would greatly appreciate that. You could touch any of these devices. They're not going to hurt you in any way. Thank you. Can you please back away from that? Okay. Brand new batteries in there too, by the way. Make sure it's on 0. Can you touch one of these black devices in here? Again, I'm not here to bother you, but I just want to learn more about you, okay? Set up a couple of vibration sensors. If there's anyone sitting at this bench, please feel... Okay? Are you one of the performers here? Are you happy to have people back in the building after being closed for so long? Can you touch another piece of equipment on the counter here? Can you stop that? Thank you. Okay. By the way, first investigation with a cat. So, bud. Just hanging out. We're gonna head upstairs. Just a couple minutes. If you want to follow us throughout the night, I'd really appreciate that. Whoa. Alright. Alright, so we're getting a spike in EMF right around here. The higher we go, seems to be more intense. We're getting 2 different readings. Can you make this go all the way to red?
seems like a high EMF just this entire way. You know, I don't know if it's the lights, but I mean, these aren't like, they're just track lighting. It shouldn't be giving off that high of a reading. Let's see. Continues in through here. Whoa. The closer you get to the door, and again, high up, there's an exit sign. It's an out, you know, light switch right there. That's kind of like the closer you get to what you think would be making it go off, kind of levels out. Let's get upstairs. All right. It's here in the museum that I'm expecting to get a lot of hits on EMF. Just with all the objects, you know, I'm expecting that there's going to be some kind of activity. Already got something. Yep, see? There you go. All the way to orange. Wow, I'm going steady yellow and orange. Now I'm up to red over here. The lights are off. It shouldn't be giving off any EMF. Step up here. Wow, man, look at that, look at that. Just as I expected. Look at this. It's like I'm next to like a computer or something. These bumper cars, this one's from 1930, this one's from 1959. I'm going to put these right on top of here because these are a lot of personal objects. You got ticket stubs and bathing suits and thermoses, things that would have been used for a day at the beach or at Coney Island. I want to see if we get anything. Let me also put a vibration here. If anyone's standing around here or hanging out, please feel free to touch one of these devices that I've set up. I see that you're making it go to yellow and orange. Can you try to touch it a little bit more and go to red, all the way to red, just so we know you're here? So one of the staff members said that they saw a shadow right over here. I'm curious what that could have been. Right, so this is made of metal and wood. Looks like some leather. There's nothing electronic going on over here. Whoa. So yet again, this item is giving off a pretty high level of EMF for something that is not meant to be electronic. Is there someone hanging out on this ride? Weird. Let's check out the back here. So Adam was telling me earlier that these are molds that were pieces of the restaurant, Child's Restaurant. These were all around the building. And you just think about, the history of this building and all the good times and probably not so great times. And it's just so interesting to be able to physically touch and see something that you would typically see in black and white photos. REM pod. Can you back away, please? Can you stop? That's just going. That went off for like over a minute. I don't think I've ever seen it do that. Usually it goes off, it's a couple seconds, and then that's it. It's been in the same spot. Nothing has changed. The temperature is the same. The lighting is pretty much the same. If anything, it was, darker in here when we were over there, but that shouldn't have affected it. All right. Do you want to come downstairs and see the show? I think it's time.
At this point in the investigation, I want to experiment with something that I've had success with at other locations. It's believed that recreating an activity familiar to a spirit's lifetime may entice them to respond. Being that tonight I'm investigating Coney Island, USA, I have an idea.
Greetings, friends, and welcome to Coney Island, USA and Sideshows by the Seashore. I'm Adam Wheelman, the Coney Island Strongman. What I'd like to do for you this evening is some feats of strength. Now, the first thing that I'd like to do is show you this. This here is a 6-inch spike. This spike right over here, in just a couple of moments, is going to be bent using pure strength. Now, I want to show you, I'm going to tap this spike to prove to you that it is in fact real and solid. Now, in order for me to bend a spike like this, I need approximately 350 pounds of pressure on either side of the spike. If I did that without protecting my hands, the nail would go right through my palms, something that we don't want to happen. So on that end, I've got a couple of pieces of leather right over here. Nothing inside of this one, and nothing inside of this one. Now, what I'd like to do is roll up the nail right over here. Wrap it deep into that piece of leather. There's the point. We're going to go with the head of the nail next. Now that the nail is completely wrapped into the leather, it takes focus, it takes concentration to be able to get this nail bent. I'm going to bring it right up to my throat, using my whole upper body, my back, my shoulders, my arms, and specifically my grip. 1, 2, 3. Now at that point there, we're about 90 degrees. You can see that. I'm going to go a little more right over my finger and give a squeeze like that. What that does is that bends that nail just a little bit more, almost like a hand grip. And I think we got someone who's enjoying the show right here. Yeah. That there, thank you very, very, very much. All right, looks like we got something. Now, let's close it off just a little bit more. That there is about 1.25 inches, give or take. Let's see if I can muster up enough strength over here to squeeze this just a little bit more. And we got it down to a little under 1 inch. Thank you very, very much. Now what I've got for you is something a little bit different. So we're going to shift off to a deck of cards right over here. Now what I'd like to do for you this evening is take this deck and rip it in half using my bare hands. But before I do, I'm going to explain a couple of things about the deck of cards. We have to make sure that the deck box is empty. Now that the cards are out of the deck, I'll show you the proper grip. 2 fingers go on the bottom, the cards are braced into that. 2 fingers go across like that, and the thumb goes across with a nice tight grip. On my opposite hands, I bring my thumb on top, curl my fingers around the face of the deck like this. Now I keep my left hand solid, not moving at all. My right hand is what's going to do the work. My right hand is going to come towards me, ripping through 52 cards right before your very eyes. I'm going to go really, really slow so that everybody in the room can see and experience this. 1, 2, 3. Now there we got just about 1/4 of an inch right over there. I'll keep going. About half the deck is gone now. Thank you very, very much. You're liking this. We're just going to rip right through it. Are you ready? Half the deck, we're going to go right through, and you keep doing what you're doing. Wow! Thank you very, very much. I found that very, very interesting here, friends, that my friend who is noted by that little device over there, at the height of the act, we're talking the pinnacle of both the nail and the cards, gave me a little acknowledgement, and that is really cool. Here, so you hang on to this, and maybe that'll bring some good luck here, and maybe you'll be able to find some things, some more things.
Thank you, man.
Now that our experiment is done, and the night is coming to an end, there is one more part of this Brooklyn landmark for me to investigate alone: the basement.
All right, here we go. I can hardly see anything down here. REM pod.
Can you back away from that device? Please stop. Thank you.
Okay. I'm now alone in the basement. We've got 2 REM pods, 2 EMF detectors. I've got 2 motion sensors turned on in the other room. We're just going to hang out here for a couple minutes, see if we get anything. Is anyone down here with me? Can you touch one of these devices? You've been making this one go off a lot. Can you touch that one? Come on. That's crazy. Can you back away? Thank you. You know, when they do things on command, it's pretty incredible. But all right, I got my sonic ear. okay? It's basically like capturing a real-time EVP. It's going to let me hear any whispers, sounds, voices, anything like that, all right? Let's just give it a listen. The REM pod behind me just made a sound. Let me back away from it. REM pod. There was just like, holy shit. There was just some kind of interference with this. It sounded like static. And this keeps going off. All right. I think it's about that time that we wrapped our investigation here at Coney Island, USA. If anyone who was here with us tonight is that you letting me know that you were here? I guess so. As I was saying, if anyone was here with us tonight, I appreciate you sharing your time with us, letting me learn a little bit more about you. I hope that wherever you are, you're at peace. Good night.